Hey everyone, good evening. Welcome back to some more Let's Play Underrail. In the last episode, we discussed the Black Sea with several of the ferrymen in Underrail proper, and we picked up a little bit of information about Aegis Incorporated, the group which is performing this expedition out here in the Black Sea. We learned that they are a private security company who offers protection for groups from Northern Underrail, in particular against the free drones, I suppose, or that was what inspired them to do this. We are a member of the free drones, and we didn't get along too well with Captain or Chief Briggs initially, though maybe we've smoothed things over since then. Upon arriving here, we fought a group of savages off. Went really well, though I am about 5 levels higher than I normally am when I begin the DLC. Normally in normal mode I do it level 20. But level 25 seems probably a bit higher level than we need to be. But it was fun, and we got a bunch of drugs, which is also fun, from the savages that we slaughtered. We've been tasked now to report back to Professor Oldfield, and we're going to do so. We'll talk with all the people here that are named, the major NPCs, and then we're going to go back over to Core City and see if Ray's is open, and potentially purchase a jet ski. We want to come back over here and look for greater siphoners, so we can kill them for their leather, so that this way we can actually create our, potentially, end-game armor, or something which is really good. Our armor currently, by the way, is very good. It's a very good anti-thermic sturdy overcoat. Not much for psionics, but it helps us with our dodge and evasion, given the armor penalty we have total is still only 15%. And that extra health is also useful, as is immune to burning. Going to be a little difficult to give this up, to be perfectly honest, but we're gonna, I think. Alright, so with that said, here's our character again. Level 25 at the moment. We're not going to hit level 26 this episode, but we'll do it soon, it would seem. Our skills, once again, here they are, just in case you have forgotten what we have currently. Our current feats. You can pause the game to take a peek at them in case you're curious about what build I'm using. This is not a min-max build. This is not a build which is uber super strong, but it's been very fun to use. I like having constraints and limitations on what I try to take myself to increase the difficulty on lower settings to give myself a good challenge. And on hard mode, you don't, especially if you're using psionics, I felt like you don't really need to min-max your character here. You'll do well enough if you understand the game mechanics. Though it does help if you know what areas have ambushes, as we saw, I think, in the last episode or the one before it as well. Alright, let's go ahead and talk with more people. Do you know what's on the menu today? I'm getting kind of sick of crab. That's impossible. How can you be sick of crab? How is that a thing? Crab is amazingly delicious. Oh, can we pick the cook, by the way? Oh, look at that dead crab, just waiting to be cut open. He has a helmet as well. Interesting. We'll take an adrenaline shot off him. There's a bullet-sized hole located almost perfectly between the crab's eyes. Yeah, you'd have to shoot it. That thing looks like it's able to defend itself even here. Oh, while Professor Briggs is over there, this might be a good time for us to investigate his tent. A bit dangerous, this, but I think we can probably get into it. Good level plasma cell and some extra energy items. We'll take those. He can keep his bullets though. You're still one piece. Very good. What's Yehota's status? She's alright. She's with the rest of the troops. Are you alright, Professor? I think so. I haven't been this close to death since the Battle of Dis. Goodness me, Richard. There were so many of them. But their voices... that language... What did you do that angered them this much? The Professor and the Chief exchange looks briefly before the latter responds to you. Listen up. There are two major factions in control of the Black Sea. The pirates and the natives. The pirates call themselves the Grim Jetters. They control the southern and southeastern waters. They are not actively interfering with our operations as yet, although our patrols have had several violent encounters with them. Whereas these savages have been a thorn in our side ever since we arrived here. By the caverns, these violent, inarticulate creatures are the cause of almost all of our problems here. And now they're trying to raise a camp to the ground and butcher us all. Goodness me. They obviously feel threatened by your presence. We tried communicating with them, but their first and only response was to resort to violence. Professor, it appears that Lattleman has been correct all along. I had him ask around Core City about the natives while we were out there. Barring a few old tales, no one has ever reported seeing people matching their description. Whoever they are, they've had little to no contact with the rest of South Underrail. Goodness me, Richard, who are we dealing with? These people must have settled here after Biocorp withdrew all its military from the Black Sea. But when? And why? You do not appear to have adapted any of the NFT technology. So why come here? Biocorp military? NFT? Professor, we will continue this conversation later. I need to return to my men. I have yet to determine the casualties and overall damage we have suffered. What should I do? See Marcus about receiving your gear. His tent is the one just across from this one. Once I've assembled a recovery team, I will brief you. One moment, please, Tim. Would you mind going to Jeremy Seeger's tent and seeing if he's compiled any of the recovered information so far? The network is down, hopefully temporarily, and he's not responding to his comm. We're going to need his data if we plan on dispatching a recovery team. You gentlemen agree? Of course he doesn't mind. Here are your orders. Collect your equipment from Marcus first, then go to Seeger. His tent is the one passive medical tent. Then return to the Professor. Is that clear? Nod. Do not keep the Professor waiting. Not again. Professor? He leaves. I guess while we're here, though, we can quickly pick... Oh, well, we can't. We'll pick the Professor's pocket. Might as well use the skill we got. 72 United Station dollars and his old key. We'll take his key. Tony and Marcus seem to be discussing something and are unaware of your presence. I gotta say, I'm impressed with you, Marky. Not only did you not get zoned out, but you actually did something useful during the fight. Sure, you play with your little toys in the safety of your tent, but hey, you got the job done. That is a compliment, correct? And just for the record, the turrets can work autonomously. However, in situations such as this one, it's always the wisest course of action to have someone behind the controls for better target assessment. No, Marky, no! How many times I gotta remind you? You gotta put it kind of like this. Well, if it wasn't for me, you pipe worker, you'd be checking the pipes from your forehead right now. Yeah. Where I'm from, you gotta pull out them hardcore comebacks. It's not going about, you know, target assessment. Checking the pipes? Oh, grind it. It's Core City slang, Marky. It means to take a leak, to piss. The whole phrase was supposed to mean that one of the freaks would have made a hole in my forehead and... Okay, forget the slang. Use your own words. Just not one of your la-di-da words like urinating or ejected in bladder liquid waste. Ugh. Don't be absurd, Tone. No one uses that expression. You just made that up. Well, it's all you northerners, fat rats, and the rest of the la-di-das sound to me. You're too... uptight. You sound like you're gonna get pipe-working cancer if you say a naughty word. You use far too many dumb, sterile euphemisms that suckle the fun out of language, Marky, so please... Next time you want to go check the pipes, you're not urinating, you're going for a piss. I see. I think I see where this is going. How about this? If it hadn't been for me and my turrets, your head would have been impaled on a spear and paraded around. Angrily. You stinker. What the... Oh. Loudman grabs his crotch. Oh, you're so lame. It hurts my... Oh. While Tony is holding onto his crotch and acting in utter agony, Marcus is slowly squeezing his forehead into a chasmic frown. He erupts as soon as his irritation reaches its peak. How about I bust your nose and take your mind off your groin? Oh, that's it. Yeah. You're getting the hang of it. Oh, I'm glad you at least got some of it in you, Marky. There's still some hope. Give me another one. Come on. I want to hear the hardcore insults. If people compare to my butt and your face, they think we're twins. Hardcore. Thanks. There you go, Marcus. That's one with simple and insult. You could easily start a fight with that one. Oh, you're that new sect trooper. That's Tim, Firestarter, Invictus, champion of the arena. Oh man, guys, it's gonna be so hard for me now to betray them if they know I'm Firestarter. And they do. I should have chosen a different option. It's too late. We're probably gonna work for Aegis Corporation the entire time. Nice to meet you, Tim. I'm Marcus Werther. I saw how you fought through the turret's visual feed. Impressive. Unlike this blabbermouth here. You're getting the hang of it, Marky. Keep poking. Yes, well, tell us, what do you need? I want to speak with you, Marcus. What do you need? Chief Briggs told me to see you about collecting my gear. Right away. Hey, Tone, would you mind handing me one of the suits? Right away. Meanwhile, take this. He hands you a device. Here's a Navcom, a navigation and communication device. Its communication range is substantial and should cover the entire Black Sea. Still, I can't tell you how it's going to behave once you move beyond that or go to another cave system or NFT facilities. As for navigation, it's fairly simple. The screen will display the grid square of the currently loaded coordinate system you're in. Now pay attention here. The coordinate system currently displayed is one recovered from an NFT device. This means that the coordinates you read on NFT devices are the ones on your Navcom that you can point to. We'll all be using those coordinates during the expedition, so we'll all understand each other. Hopefully. He points to the Navcom's display. Right now we're in D6. As you can see. Just to make it clear, letters represent position along the east-west axis, numbers along your north-south axis. Here, Tony approaches you with a complete suit of Aegis Incorporated combat armor in his hands. As he returns to his spot behind the desk, you notice him putting away a couple of nylon bags, which are most likely used to store the items he just gave you. There's your armor. I don't think I should explain how to put it on. You have your own weapons, or that's what I've been told, but if you need anything from our armory, talk to that guy over there. He points to Loudman. That's me. That's him. He's also got weapon attachments, spare parts, and a plethora of other related items. If you need energy weapons or anything high-tech, on the other hand, see me. That should be... Oh, yes, wait. Let's just check that the comm is working properly. Push that button. That one there. And say something. I'm a sect trooper now. That you are. He speaks into his own communicator. Testing, testing. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Alright, everything appears to be in order. The device will display a name next to each of the channels so you know who you're talking to. I'm on channel 1. Contact me if you need some help, info, or if you need to speak with someone from the staff who doesn't have a comm of his own. That's it. You got your gear, and I hope everything was clear. Anything I can do to help with the camp's defenses? There is something you can do. The NFT had plenty of automated defenses deployed on the island. Most of it is destroyed, but perhaps there is something we can still use if you knew how, and that is something you can potentially discover during your course of your assignments. You can go and zone out the savages. That's all our problems. Tone, you can't expect him to attack the natives all on his own. Or can you? Also, contact me if you find any functional military equipment, and I'll dispatch a boat to transport to the camp if possible. It's not much to go on, I know. Hopefully something will come out. Show me the high-tech stuff. Right, let's see. Do we have anything to sell him? Oh, he's buying blueprints, huh? He's buying one. We'll give him the worst blueprint in the world, the Shiv, for 1 Stygian coin. Now, I don't think he sells super high-quality gear either. It will peter out around quality 103. Loudman. Hey there, fellow Southerner. I want to ask you about some of the people in this camp. Oh, tittle-tattling. Tell me about yourself, Loudman. I'm a second... Oh, Marcus? I'm a second engineer. I handle weapons, electronic equipment, shield emitters, turrets, surveillance too. Those sort of things. Hey, how long have you been here again? About 3.5 years. I'm one of the newer and younger employees here, as most sec troopers are either experienced protectorate soldiers or have worked in security or law enforcement for a while. 3.5 years on a single job. Damn. I change them like I change bad example. I change them often. Well, even though it might be hard to say so in conditions like these, but I'm happy working for Agents Incorporated. The pay is good, and most importantly, I find being a sec engineer a lot more satisfying and fulfilling than what I did before, no matter how tough supporting this entire operation may be. Ain't life perfect, Marky? I felt the same thing when I switched from assembling hand grenades to repairing machine guns. Safer, simpler job, and paid better. The proprietor had this hot, blonde daughter. Come to think of it, I lost a job because of her, yeah. My life stories are exactly the same. He smiles. Sure they are, Marky, sure they are. We just gotta make it out of here alive. Alright, let's see what he has in stock. So, we might as well sell some of this ammo we apparently brought with us. For 21 bucks. I don't think he's got anything else I'm really interested in. We still have not found a 100-round ammo belt if I wanted to improve via the guy in Rail Crossing. That light machine gun we picked up. It's really frustrating that you're holding on, you're basically waiting to find the equipment you need to upgrade those gear to late game weapons. No, we're gonna do though. Okay, 4 mine, interesting. Nothing else though here I'm interested in apparently. Or nothing, no components I care about. I don't think I can reach their pockets, so they get to hold on to their stuff. Oh, that sound you hear, by the way, is Doc Savage using, I believe, the paddles on someone. One of the sec troopers had a bolt stuck in his visor, just a thumb away from his eye. That's luck. Is it luck? Hopefully his helmet actually absorbed the blow, as opposed to it actually being stuck in his head. We'll let him do what he's currently doing and not disturb him. And there's Seeger. Been a while since I've seen him. He wears gear I know several people... Clothing that I know several people at work wear as well. I don't think it's bad at barbecue. An alluring scent invites you inside. It's rich, pleasant, and strong enough to draw a hopper out of its crevice. It's like coffee, but smells infinitely better than the dark brown dust mixed with water consumed throughout South Underrail. This is something from the north. And if the delightful aroma is any indication, tasting it has got to be quite an experience. You take a step forward toward the man sitting at the desk, looking at letters and numbers and symbols of various kinds scrolling across his screen. He hears you and turns around, and in his hand, a tea flask of smoking black liquid. It is coffee, after all. Yo, you need something? Are you Jeremy Seeger? Professor Oldfield told me to see you. Yeah, the one. You gotta be one of the new sec troopers, huh? Welcome to the Hell's Gut, man. That name seems more and more appropriate the more time we spend here. Am I right now? Well, anyway, what have you got for me? Is this coffee you're drinking? This? Yeah. Why? Ever seen coffee before? I have. You don't have coffee beans here, do you? Coffee beans? Wow. I'm sorry. I knew things were bad here, but this bad? This is it. This is it. You have, like, hydroponics, right? You're capable of growing certain plants here. And why no real coffee? I don't get it. We pour some horrible synthetic powder into hot water and drink it like that. Man. He shakes his head. No man should live without a good X and coffee. You know, I got some more here. He glances at the coffee maker on his other table. You want one? I would very much like some coffee. Okay. He goes to the coffee maker and presses a button. As the coffee is poured into the tea flask, the air slowly becomes wonderfully saturated with its smell. After a few moments, you have in your hand a tea flask full of smoking hot coffee. Gaze at it in awe. He observes you with a satisfying interest. Well, enjoy your coffee, man. Excel. You use strange words I'm not familiar with, the ones starting with X. Oh, like extreme and zit? It's, complicated. It's hexagonian, X slang. Sorry, I totally forgot you're a southerner and you don't know about that stuff. I mean, don't take it the wrong way, man. It's just that you people prefer the arena, okay? Since that's what you got here. I mean, not because one is worse than the other. Actually, it's not really good comparison at all because of the, you know. I should just... I mean, stop talking now. Forget I said anything. How about we simply change the subject? Okay. Okay! So, Professor Oldfield wants to know if you compiled the recovered data for him. We're under attack, man. Now, I may be the kind of person that really lifts my ass from the chair, but even I'm not that extreme to sit here and sift through that stuff while people are dying, like, around me. He turns to the computer and opens a file, sighing. But yeah, I do have some of the important bits sorted. I'll send it to him as soon as the network's Oh, Marcus restored the power. Extra. Send it now. What was this about, really? The data? The professor mentioned it's some kind of breakthrough discovery? Ah, yeah, you betcha. You see, ever since we got here, we've been trying to find a way to enter that building just across from my tent, the Keep. The panel by the gate is totally unresponsive, and the walls are extremely thick and sturdy. Hey, the building did survive Biocorp assault on the island after all, and you know, don't want to blow things up here unless we really gotta. Now, the building's still got power, okay? As we're easily picking up on that on our instruments, but so far we haven't found a way to interface with that panel until we recovered this data. According to it, the panel is actually a scanner which authenticates a person's based small active radio frequency identification, or ARIFID, microchip that's most often implanted in the right hand. So if you find one of those microchips, we'll learn how to, wait a second. Why am I telling you all this? Oh, I have to know everything I'm going to do the job right. Okay. We find a working chip and we're all in. All other NFT facilities should work the same way, so we'll be able to gain access to those as well, if we can get through the natives. Anyway, seems every NFT citizen had an implant. These implants also contain some other personal data, but that's of secondary importance right now. So where do we find one of these chips? Now that's the... An ascending two-note sound interrupts her conversation. Then something flashes on the bottom of his right screen. Excuse me for a second, it's the professor. He puts his coffee aside and his headset on, adjusts the microphone and clicks his icon that's flashing on his screen. A window pops up, its top right corner bearing what appears to be the University of Dis logo. An outline of a frontal view of a grandiose building placed in a circle, under which University of Dis is written in serif font. Then the face of the Professor Oldfield appears, speaking words only Secret can hear. Yes, sir? You did? He turns to you, still talking Professor. Huh? Yeah, he's here. I'll tell him. He's still facing you, but gleaming eyes are looking through you. Oh, thank you, sir. He smiles. I know. How more with that, sir? Excel. I dropped the comm once the attack started and broke it. Yes, I understand. What did the professor say? Just as you open your mouth, his face disappears behind a broad smile. Really? Yes, sir. Thank you again, sir. Extra. Yeah, I'll tell him what you said. Goodbye. What did the professor say? That you should see him now. I felt like he said a lot more than that. Yeah, but not to you. Anyway, you stopped at the... Now that's the... Actually, Professor will fill you in on the rest. Alright. I better get going then. Okay. See ya. Coffee! When consumed, increases movement points by 5. It also reduces the cost of all side abilities by 10%, but also reduces side regeneration by 3. Consuming food will remove effects of previous meals. Obviously. Oh, do we want to look around here really quick? I guess we do. Should check all the other laborers, make sure no one else has any illegal comms on them. Also, auto turrets around here. I thought it was sentry turrets, but I can't remember in normal mode. Oh, hello, there's a little statue here. It's an exceptionally well-preserved statue of a completely naked woman. Hot! Search this guy too. Another Aegis Patroller key. Look up some antidotes off that guy. Should be the morphine I grab off of these guys, though, in all honesty, and adrenaline shots to make sure they don't use them. They use morphine incorrectly, and they waste adrenaline, to be perfectly honest with you, too. At least I feel that that's the case. The display says nothing. Tap it. Nothing happens. So that's what we need the Aphid for. Okay, Professor, is Briggs in here? He is. I want to search his pockets too really quick. He might have a key on him. Although it's probably for his weapon locker if he does have one. And he does. I can just barely take it, but we'll take his morphine shot off of him. You're here! Good, good. Seeger just sent me the files. And told me to see you. Yes, I've asked you to come here to my tent in order to explain to you what this whole expedition is about, what its purpose is, as well as the details of your first mission. For after all, unless you have sufficient wider knowledge on the subject of our interest here, one cannot expect you to perform optimally, can he? Nod. Some 3 to 3.5 centuries ago, this whole sea, this whole enormous cavern, was chosen as the location of a major NFT project, the abbreviation standing for New Frontier Technologies, a supercorporation that can be said to have been comparable to Biocorp in power and influence. To Biocorp and the other 4 supercorporations to be exact. Let's say nothing. New Frontier Technologies is, or was, I should be more accurate, a supercorporation primarily dedicated to discovering, exploring, and populating new environments, worlds mankind could only dream of making their homes. They developed technologies that would allow them to adapt these environments to the needs of mankind, but also do it in such a fashion as to preserve it as much as possible, or in the case of barren, desolate places, to breathe new life into them and turn them into something greater. They were explorers, visionary futurists, and often follows utopists. We do not, or might not, ever know where they had expanded following the descent, or whether they met any success, but one of the places they settled in that we know of is right here, under the surface, in this sea, where sadly their success no longer resides. What was this place called? It must have had a name in NFT's time. We don't know, unfortunately. No records exist that could tell us that. The name that we academics use is the Black Sea Project, but that's just how we designated it. We hope that will change soon, though, after we've learned more about this place and what happened here. You mentioned something about Biocorp military. Are they responsible for all of this? Yes. It has been known for years with great certainty that it was Biocorp's navy that had demolished NFT's facilities and killed, for all we know, the entire population. It was a holocaust. This very island was the first and last stand NFT made before their demise. The exact reasons for this brutal, merciless act are still under debate, but the best substantiated and thus most popular hypothesis is that Biocorp had seen NFT as competition and sought to eliminate them. Some scholars say that they had been in conflict even before the descent, but then again, there's also strong evidence suggesting the exact opposite. He shrugs. What is a fact is that Biocorp was the one who initiated the attack on NFT after discovering their facilities here. That much we know from the Central Archive records. But more on these some other time. Let's remain focused, for we could go on forever on this subject. He takes a sip of water from a plastic cup he had on his desk since you came in. So far we've established what NFT was, what their vision was, and that the Black Sea is one of the locations, if not the only, where they attempted to realize it. What follows is their demise at the hands of Biocorp military might, after which things become rather dark and unclear. Our mission here is to unearth history, to piece together the events that had led to NFT inhabiting this place following the descent, to learn what happened during their reign, and what their technological achievements were, what they discovered. Not only that, but also what happened in subsequent years, after they had ceased to be. Biocorp slowly abandoned the Black Sea after making sure their enemies would not rise again. Well, we don't know why. They never exploited any of the NFT achievements here, nor expanded to the area themselves. Why? This place has been shunned ever since, and there has to be a reason. There are many questions that await answers, and we hope the expedition will bring just that, answers. Your ultimate mission, Tim, no matter the recovery or escort job you might have been sent on, is to bring us history, technology, art. Have you seen the enthralling sculptures that still guard the long-dead creators? The lighthouses, proud and beautiful, guiding even those they were not built to guide? They produce so much, and it would be a shame not to preserve such marvels. And their technology, born out of the supersteel will to tame the untamable, their technology could illuminate this dark world like for us like we'd never imagined. Goodness me, even despite the dangers, right now I personally wouldn't be anywhere else but right here. Frankly, Professor, I can't wait to get started. You got me all hyped up now. Excellent. That's the kind of spirit is precisely what we need. Now, with that out of the way, let's proceed to your mission. Seeger has recently managed to recover data from one of the NPCs. I've already heard that part already, microchips and all. Oh, I see. I must have managed to tell you before I video called them. He told me that the NFT personnel were implanted with these microchips and that they can be used to open the keep and other facilities. He didn't tell me where to get one, though. Good. As far as we know, all the personnel had them implanted in the right hand, between the root of their thumb and the index finger. But the problem is that all of the bodies we discovered on the island either had missing or damaged limbs as a consequence of the battle in which they fell. Those that had intact right hand had microchips that were sadly no longer in a functional state. Finding bodies is difficult, since it seems the largest battle occurred here, right on this island. Those who did not participate have remained locked in the facilities, most probably, and these facilities we cannot open. Most, I should say, because there is one. The West Storage Facility. Hold on, Chief Briggs mentioned a whole recovery team going after this. Shouldn't we all be briefed? The Chief has been busy, so I'm not aware if he has assembled the team yet. Regardless, everyone else has been briefed about the things we just discussed. I've told you my part. The rest is up to Chief Briggs. See him in his tent. I forwarded the data Seeger sent me. Yes, I did. There. That's all I had for you. Any further questions? One question for you, Professor Oldfield. Yes? What can you tell me about Seeger? Jeremy. Yeah, good fellow. One of the finest students at the Facility of Information Technologies, and the head of the University IT Center. And he's been an assistant of mine in that field for a few years now, even though his appearance might not suggest it in the least. Freaky, you mean? No, not the word to immediately come to mind, but something in that sense. But goodness me, he wasn't like that. He looked normal, by our standards at least. It all began with his recent move to Hexagon. Tell me about Hexagon. Hexagon is the second largest city in North Underrail, second only to Dis. But once you step into it, it's as if you stepped into another world. It's a tech hub, a haven for tech heads and tech criminals alike. But to me, it looks more like tech slums. All the stores, augmentation shops, cyber centers, tech armories all crammed together in this confined vertical space that is Hexagon. And Sigurd naturally found this attractive. Indeed, there are some things you can only find in Hexagon, and that I can understand. But by the caverns, this recent virtual mixed reality, whatever it is, craze that's spread among the Hexagonians has captivated, magnetized Jeremy as well. Are seriously considering taking someone else to this expedition, figuring he'd show up with a visible ocular implant or some other kind of augmentation done in some shoddy Hexagonian shop. Should have seen some of those people. Sigurd's appearance is a mild case of exposure to Hexagon depravity. But he's an expert at what he does. I need him here. Did you personally choose Agents Incorporated for this expedition? It wasn't my decision alone, Tim, but they were my top choice as well. They're simply the best business and security contractors. Plenty of experience in most of these sect troopers. Protectorate veterans, as you may know. They were an obvious choice for this mission. And Chief Briggs? Did you know each other from before? Richard. I met him a few times. They were lectures of mine. Unimportant. But goodness me, we didn't as much as strike up a conversation. Only when I needed to speak with him regarding his employment for the Black Sea expedition did we really, how should I say, get acquainted. Over the course of these 2 weeks, dare I say, it grew to a friendship. By the caverns, I hope we make it out alive. Alright. Take care, Professor. And the very next thing I want to do is talk with Ladelman. No, okay. So, what's our next objective? Chief Briggs, okay. We'll get a key to a junk jet. We can go out there and look at it, and then I think we can talk to Ladelman and get some information about how to fight on a jet ski a little more efficiently. Tim? Professor Oldfield sent me to see you, sir. You finished his task? Yes, sir. He also explained to me their mission here and introduced me to the first assignment before sending me here. Very good. Have you collected your gear from Marcus? Yes. Very good. Your assignment is to find a working microchip so that we can pass the authentication and authorization scan in order to enter the keep and other facilities. If the data Seeker has recovered is correct, but we have little reason to doubt it at this point. You might have noticed that there is no one else present with us. That's because you will be going on this mission alone. I have no issue with that. Very good, but I will give you the reason in just a moment. The West Storage Depot is where we're lucky to find one of these microchips, since it's the only facility that's currently accessible. However, during our original recon of the Black Sea, we've noticed several locations where engagements between the NFT and Belko forces have taken place. There could be bodies there with functional microchips, but we'll need to do a more thorough search of the areas. These locations are close to native territory, so I'll dispatch one heavily armed recovery team to investigate those locations as soon as I'm done with you. Meanwhile, West Storage Depot is located not too far from here, and while not free of danger, it's less likely to turn into a war zone. Therefore, we'll have several locations covered, which increases our chances of finding these microchips. If we're able to do that quickly and before the natives are able to reconsolidate their forces and attack us again, we'll be able to withdraw all our teams back to the camp in time for defense. Understood. What can you tell me about the West Storage Depot? It is currently home to a community of muties. We haven't tried making any contact with them so far. You'll be our first representative. Our jet ski patrols have approached the island a few times. While the muties did not respond with hostility, it doesn't mean they won't to your presence, especially not after the attack. We don't know anything of the relationship with the natives, but all observations so far have shown the area to be free of them. To summarize, you are to sail west to B7, enter the NFT facility, and attempt to obtain a functional A-Ifrid microchip. If the muties are cooperative, try to extract any useful information from them. How you choose to accomplish your mission is up to you. This concludes your briefing. Sec Trooper Jenkins is back from patrol and waiting for you at the docks to give you the keys to your jet ski. You will need it to reach the island. Jet ski? I don't know if you call them that here differently, but I'm talking about a single-seat jet-propelled vessels. You've seen them at the dock. Alright, I'm looking forward to riding one, sir. Very good. That will be all, Tim. Thank you, sir. I'll get that microchip. Okay, nice. A little bit of a rough start. We were curious about what some information he was hiding, but we're getting along now. And there's Jenkins. Sec Trooper Tim, I'm Sec Trooper Jenkins. I'm here to receive the keys to one of the jet skis. Have you ridden one before? Yep. Good. Now I don't need to explain how to ride one. You'll be using one of the two makeshift jet skis we acquired recently. Yours is the larger one. Do not let their appearance deceive you. They're mechanically in good condition. I thought I was going to get one of the good ones. They are far too valuable to be given to inexperienced personnel. For now, you will be using the one I showed you. I understand. Can I get the keys now? Yes, here you are. She hands you the key, the jet ski key. If you need energy cells to recharge your jet ski, see Marcus. And remember, it's best to use high-capacity fusion cells. For maintenance, repairs, and technical inquiry, talk to Lattleman. That is all the time I have. I need to return to my patrol duty soon. Good luck, Sec Trooper. Take care of your jet. Don't worry, Sec Trooper. I know how to handle these babies. She nods and leaves. We will never, ever ride one of those if I have a choice. I hate the junk jets. And it's not because they're bad. Actually, they are bad. It's because I don't need to ride one. In real life, when I get something fancy or fun, I spend the money required to enjoy the thing I pick up. I tend not to buy budget versions of things unless I absolutely must. I splurge the extra whatever it takes to get the good stuff. And that's what I want to do here, too. Lattleman. Hey there, Southerner. I was told to talk to you if I had any questions about jet skis. Yeah, I've been in love with jets since I was a teen. I ride them, I fix them, I know all about them. Is there any way for me to get a better jet ski around here? Well, yeah, Invictus, I hear ya. A crappy jet feels like bet your coins on a challenger who uses his actual name. Not that ever happened to me, nah. If you want something better, you could jet out of the Black Sea and visit Ray's shop at the Core City docks, eastern section, where we were at, remember? Dominant selection of jets and parts, and Ray's himself a hardcore guy. Real hardcore. In and out. No one will know. Do you sell parts for jet skis? I can only sell you vehicle repair kits. Everything else is strictly regulated, and the only paperwork I can stand is the Pipeworks paperwork, if you know what I mean. Anyway, see Ray. He'll have anything you need. In and out, no one will know. I need some help fighting on a jet ski. Wait. The Invictus himself is asking me for help with fighting? Me? He speeches for a moment, his darting eyes reflecting his mental search for the right words. Hardcore. Your fandom pleases the Invictus. But we haven't got all day. Yeah, jets are wobbly, fighting stuff. I may not dominate, but I've got enough experience zoning out freelooters and other kinds of sea zoners to help me say I'm pretty hardcore. Freelooters? You know, and the pirate wannabes who think they're hardcore just because they got something vibrating under their crotch. Give me a few tips. I can give you more than a tip. I can teach you some basic naval combat. For you, totally free of charge. Oh, excellent. Yeah! To your remarkable surprise, he jumps on the table, his head brushing against the tent's roof upon standing fully upright. Now, Invictus, rock that table back and forth. Think like a wave. Wave, whoosh, whoosh. Rock the table. He shakes his head. Zone me out with a rusty pipe. I said wave, not way. Make me feel like I'm on a jet. Back and forth. Back and forth. Why not do this on a real jet? My lesson, my teaching methods. Be a wave. Yeah, now pay attention. You step down from the table, and Lattleman stops rocking it. There you go, Invictus. You're now ready to do all that on a real jet. Was I a good serpent? Got your leg. You're gonna die. Uncannily good. Yeah. All right, take care, Lattleman. By the way, what are you buying, by the way? Crossbow parts, firearms, melee weapons, tactical vests. Okay, basically what whatchamacallit has. Okay. Sorry, I'm staring at the percentage damage reduction. Okay. We'll be coming back here eventually before I make up my mind what we're doing with Aegis Incorporated. And we can... Well, we're just gonna... No, we should bring this stuff back home with me. Actually, we should bring all this stuff home with me because I'm... Let's take all this with me. Because there is a rift gate in here. Right here. Barely noticeable, but it's here. Attune ourselves to the rift. And then we go to our house. And no one will ever know that we left because time is now paused in that area until we get back. We can leave these behind. Alright, viewer. I'm gonna leave some food behind as well, I suppose, while I'm here. Quickly do some more inventory management stuff. That will include leaving behind Sect Trooper armor, which we do not need on us. Some food. Put the food away too. Oh, we also have a bunch of drugs I don't need. Let's look at them really quick as well while I'm here. So we have healing salves. Heals 50 health points and then additional 12 health points each turn for 2 seconds. And then it reduces our perception and dexterity by 3 for 10 turns. Vitality powder, which is kind of like an adrenaline shot. I think it even shares the same cooldown. Action points increased by 25. Dodge and evasion increased by 40%. Strength is increased by 4 for 2 turns. Oh, that's interesting. So that would have given us the strength we needed earlier when we were in the Lost Vault. Okay, well, I'm going to leave all of that behind. That's for the deep caverns. And viewer, I think we're only going to be doing a bunch of talking this episode, because the next stop I want to do is go to the docks. And see how expensive a jet ski is going to be. I can afford to spend 12,000. Oof! It won't. It will leave us very little money left. Only 3,000 charons, but we can afford it if it comes down to it. There's one that has flames on the sides. That's the one I'm going to be aiming to get if it's possible. Thematic. I think it might be armed with missiles or some sort of weapon as well. Not that I'll be using it very effectively. Unless we join the pirates, which I'm still not sure we're going to be doing. Okay, and Agents Incorporated has actually literally left this place. We have some explosive barrels here on a boat. Probably should leave some of these drugs behind too. We don't need 17 antidotes. We don't need 22 advanced health hypos either. Alright, raise is open. Let's go ahead. Oh, hello. Otto. Oh, wait, we talked with him already, I think. Did we? I don't remember, but we're here for Ray. Substantial man, substantial smile. He greets you as soon as you enter his domain, inviting you further in with a wave of his hand. Hi there, friend. Come in, come in. We're open. What can I do for you? An oily wrench lies on his desk, only an old smeared rag separating one from the other. You notice it. He notices it. An instant later, it disappears into one of his deep pockets. Wrapped in the rag, his smile was never gone. That should not be there. Well, Kim and I were fixing one of them 208s for a client of ours. Field repairs. Just got back to the shop, so sorry about my appearance. So, you here for a jet? Parts? Repairs? I'm interested in purchasing a jet ski. You open your mouth, but the voice that is heard is not yours. I'm sorry. Name's Raymond Kerr, the owner. You were saying? I'm interested in purchasing a jet ski. Hardcore. Well, now, friend? By the way, what do I call you, son? What's your name? Call me Tim. Tim. Got it. He smiles. Now, Tim, I'm going to ask you one thing but now before we proceed. Is this your first jet, or have you owned at least ridden one before? So we could get a bunch of information about how jet skis work, the importance of various things about them. Generally, you want to ride light. That will let you ride faster, and you'll have less combat penalties, if I recall correctly. Use fusion cells, get a good suspension system, don't splurge on keeping your jet ski repaired. And I can read all this off screen. I don't think you guys care to hear me read about 25 minutes about jet skis. So, I wrote them before. Yeah. Actually, let's say 3. I'm currently using some piece of junk, more like Jetsam than Jet, but now I'm itching to get the real deal. That's the rite of passage we all must take, Tim. And it ain't just a coin. Nah, you can't just hop into a beast straight away, right? Well, you'll dominate yourself if you ain't got the experience. Can't deny that. We got lots of different jets, Tim. The only question is what you need and how much coin you got. If you're looking for something cheaper, something to get you from point A to point B, we offer a variety of junk jets at your disposal. If you, however, want to get from point A to point B mighty fast, maybe dominate some ass hats along the way, or return the hole in lots of loot, or just cruise along with style, maybe you ought to take a look at something a bit better. Show me the good stuff. I'm not a zoner. That's what I like to hear. Here they are, Tim. I keep these inside because I don't want to risk some assless son of a rat nabbing them. As you can see, these are mean machines. We got speeders, fighters, freighters. You know, it came at the right time. It's really slashed some prices recently. They did. Still, do you know that some of these can set you back by tens of thousands of charons? So take your pick. When I first played this game with Garrett, the DLC had first come out, and jet skis were they were expensive, viewer. They were very expensive, like 16,000 charons. I had that money, because there wasn't a whole lot to spend money on with a Garrett at the time. I think they reduced the prices by a third or even a half for many of the jet skis, but they're still very expensive. So keep that in mind if you decide to purchase one. Tell me about the Blazer. This baby's a speeder. It's light, fast, reliable, has turbo, and it looks freaking hardcore. My dad always used to tell me, son, if it got flames on it, it's badass. And so far he's been right. It's one mean machine and an 8 production machine. It's unique, one of a kind. Custom built by skilled hands and a racer's heart. Did you know, back in the golden days of jet racing, before pirates started infesting the waters and protectorates started sticking their noses everywhere, Mike Burnwater, the most hardcore jet racer that ever used to dominate these waters. Wait, what? Oh, did you know this guy? No one could touch him. He died, sadly, when his steering crapped out on him during a race around the core ring against the Great Jetso, his arch nemesis, and he hit a wall and died in the explosion. This jet, the Blazer, was his brother's spare jet. Mike himself did its flaming paint job. It's not just a machine. This baby's got soul. Can't deny that. Can I take a closer look at the jet skis? Sure, inspect any jet you like. And feel free to take a look at what's under the hood, yeah. If you got questions, just ask. Thanks, I will. Alright, let's take a look and see what... So when you purchase the jet ski, you get what's in it as well. We'll pick up a BioWin Giant 378 and the BioArm Silicon 350 for power. No suspension on it though, so we're going to want to purchase a suspension system for this too. I'm thinking we purchase the jet, we go and hunt down the Greater Siphoners, and then we come back here with the jet. And we won't ride around again until we're done with basically deep caverns. That's the plan, at least I intend to do. Let's see how expensive it is. Now we don't need, by the way, we don't need this jet to hunt down Greater Siphoners. We could have just taken a junk jet, gone to the west and fought some, and then left. But I really want a jet ski to do it in. I don't want to fight sea serpents on a junk jet. Even though we might win, it's frustrating, so... Alright, Ray, I'm interested in purchasing a jet ski. Sure. Which one? I want the Blazer? Oh, I decided what jet ski I want. Which one? The Blazer. It's yours for 8,000. Oh, that's amazing. That's fantastic. Deal. Here's the money. Give him 8,000 Stygian coins. Congratulations, Tim. You bought yourself a jet. And here's your key. He hands you a jet ski key. Alright, see you around, Ray. Catch you later, Dominator. Actually, we need to purchase something. So let's see. Parts. We want a suspension system because we don't have any. It's... Oh my goodness, these are expensive. It's 30,000 worth for 5 stability or 60,000 for 14. How much is this going to set me back? $2 more $1,000. But I think I want it. So done. Okay. That is our current jet. Let's save the game. That was almost all our cash. Which also means that we need to kill things. Things need to die now. It's just the way it's going to have to work. By that I mean we have to kill people because we need their gear so we can sell it for more cash. Okay. We didn't bring any repair kits either, so we need a few of them. We're going to want at least 2 of them. $250, that's not so bad. And let's prep our jet ski really quick. So we're going to go ahead and put these in it. And we're going to put a good amount of our cells in this too. I like keeping juice in the jet ski, just in case I don't remember to pick some up. I'll put some healing stuff in too. Woo! Nice and fast. I like it. Okay. Let's think. Greater siphoners. It's gonna take me a bit to get over there, though. Let's do it. Protectorate boat. Protectorate boat. Hello, Scrapjet. Ooh, someone didn't make it, I suppose. But they left a few good things here. That would be really embarrassing if there was a 5% stabilizer there, because we spent 2K on a 14%. I would have gladly taken a free one. Yes, we have to get rid of all the fog of war. Ooh, look at that Protectorate patrol. On normal mode, there's only 3, I think, that go around. That's a 4th. That's going to be really annoying to fight them when we do so. Nice try, bats. This is an empty spot. Did we get off the jet ski? I don't think so. I want to get over there, and then next episode we'll be fighting greater siphoners, I think, or looking for some. Warning. Restricted area. You're not allowed to dock here. Oh, wow. Protectorate Heavy Support Gunner. Look at him. That looks amazing. He looks like a member of the, what was it called now? I can't think of the name. In Fallout, there's a group that uses high-tech weaponry and power armor. And I can't remember the name of them now. Oh, wow, the Dragon Drop is here. So, I think this is where it will remain in this Let's Play of ours. Interesting. That's not too far away. But I don't want to stop by here at the moment. So I'm just going to mark down. That it's here. We don't have the money to spend any longer on specialized drinks. There was like a little racing area someplace around here. You know what? We'll search this really quick. First, let's charge our jet ski. When I had first done the DLC, I was greatly confused by how to recharge my jet skis, because I tried doing it off the jet ski. But don't. Do it on the jet ski every single time. You'll have no trouble. Nothing in the barrels, and there's nothing over there either. Man, I don't know how you drive around on a slow jet ski. I can't do it. I've watched several people play this game, and they have like 50 pounds over their weight, and they're on a jet ski very slowly moving around on it. It's so frustrating to watch them play like that. But everyone, to each their own, they don't mind it, alright, so be it. But man, I gotta go fast on a jet ski. Hydro Thunder in the arcades taught me that you want to go really quick when you're on the water racing around. A gloomy grotto. Its entrance blocked by tooth-like spletholiums. We'll search this really quick too, I guess. I don't think you have to worry about someone coming up and rigging your jet ski and stealing it from you, by the way. You should be okay. A mine shroom, which generally means psi beetles, but I don't see any here. Nothing here. Some small odds and ends. It's taking us longer to get to the Black Sea than I remember taking. Alright, there we go. We can turn up north here. To my knowledge, the random jet skiers that you encounter do not actually ever start combat with you. There are fixed encounters, but no random dude on a jet ski is going to start combat as he cruises back and forth. The holes in the cliff look like they've been made with some kind of climbing tool. Perhaps an experienced climber could use them to reach the top without the need for additional equipment. That's what Hank Wardell was doing. And we don't have a 16 agility, so we're not doing that. Okay, so we want to go to the west for Greater Siphoners, if I recall correctly. It's going to be a bit tricky, because we're probably going to bump into sea serpents. I don't remember where they're located. The also good news about doing this really briefly is we might find some shrimp while we're out here. I don't know if I mentioned it, but this feels very similar, the way this works, to the old Quest for Glory games I used to play an age ago. With how it was like a big grid with points of interest on the way. And this is the Muti area we're supposed to visit. So we'll come back to this. Heartbreaker. Very tricky to hit, but we have a taser. Oh, still tricky to hit. We can take a single Heartbreaker hit without too much trouble. Garbage leather, 49. This is where we kind of want to be. Oh, another one. Can we heal ourselves here? You are unfortunately not able to activate a shield, by the way, on a jet ski. So we have to take hits if it comes down to it. Let's move up. Okay. Oof. Big hits. You're kidding me. Those are some giant hits. We have less life than I thought I would have. I'm gonna miss this armor. We're gonna give up about a third of our life, I think, or fourth when we give up this armor we're currently wearing. Alright, viewer, we'll search this really quick. And then that will do it for us. An old cheesy love letter vomited out by the Black Sea. Message in a bottle. I don't think we care about the adrenaline glands either. Okay. Let's search the rest of this really quick. This room really fast. Oh my goodness. Rocks. I didn't bring a whole lot of dynamite with me, but we can at least open this up. I just remembered hermit crabs and how dangerous those things are. Cave ears, but no bears. A bear? Boars here. We'll come back for the pool later. Green warts. Normally you have to wait till you're down in deep caverns to find those things. Alright, viewer, we're going to stop here. Thank you all for watching, and I will maybe see you in the next one. Take care, everyone.